What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. First of all, apologies today, people. Was a bit late. I know usually it's 2 p.m., but I was recording today down at AFTV, so unfortunately couldn't get back in time for a 2 p.m. stream. So we got here today, better late than never. 4:45 we kick off. Big up to everyone for tuning in as usual. Really appreciate your support as always. We've been getting great numbers on all the videos and 1,000 likes on a regular basis as well. So big up to everyone for supporting. Much appreciated. And let's see who we're linked with today, man. Much more transfer stories floating around. My man said iconic intro. Lateness is greatness. Come on, people. It's worth waiting for. You know that already, man. You already know. Big up, everyone. Hope you're having a good Friday. The weekend's about to begin. Do you know what I mean? This time slot is better anyway. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll do some different times if it suits people more. You know, big up Omar as well. Man said, you push the stream to accommodate my driving lesson. Thanks for being considerate. Good luck with that driving lesson, man. It's important to get on the road. Trust me. Listen, we're here, people. We're live. And let's look at the latest. As you can see for the headline on the title, we are talking today about Manchester City winger / attacking midfielder Bernardo Silva. For me, a fantastic player. Now, the Telegraph are reporting Manchester City will agree to sell Bernardo Silva if an offer reaches 50 to 60 million pounds. As we've all, well, if you've heard, Tottenham and Manchester City are in talks around a deal for Harry Kane, 160 million pounds. And Manchester City have to raise money. It's not that they can't afford to pay the money. Naturally, in business, you're going to want to raise as much cash as you can so you don't have to pull the money out of your own pocket. Now, the Telegraph are linking Bernardo Silva to Arsenal and Atletico Madrid, although it is saying that Atletico Madrid have financial difficulty at the moment, which is why they've been looking at swapping Saul for Griezmann and doing swap deals and even selling players. Bernardo Silva could be available for 50 million pounds. Now, I've seen a lot of you in the comments already saying, you know, Bernardo Silva, why would he go to Arsenal? And I get that. You know, I get that. There's no real reason that Bernardo Silva would take a move to Arsenal. But the thing, how you've got to look at it, if Manchester City turn around to him and say, listen, we're going to replace you, right? They want Grealish as well. We're looking for you to go. I've never been at a club where a manager's turned around and said, I want you to leave. And I've said, no, I'm just going to stay and sit on the bench. You're a footballer. The World Cup is next year. Bernardo Silva is under pressure to keep his place in that Portuguese team. You know, they've got the likes of Jota, Ronaldo, João Felix. He can be replaced if he doesn't, you know, continue to play. Now, I'm looking at an alternative here. For me, Bernardo Silva is a fantastic player. He was Manchester City's player of the season a couple of years ago. He was on that right-hand side. He can play in the 10. He can play in the 8 role. He's still young. For me, I mean, I think he would be an outstanding signing. 27 next month. Which, listen, I don't think that's old. I think this is the prime of your career, 26, 27. You know, he's not a guy he's not necessarily a runner who just runs and relies on pure pace. He, for me, is an outstanding player, Bernardo Silva. And I do think there'll be a situation where Manchester City are going to allow big players to go. The report even goes on to say that City are looking to get rid of Gabriel Jesus and Bernardo Silva. They've decided to keep Riyad Mahrez and Raheem Sterling. They were the two earlier in the window who were being linked with moves. But I think Sterling, the fact he's English as well and has had, you know, such a good Euros, there's no way they're going to let him go. And he's younger. And then obviously Mahrez, there's talk of a new contract. Bernardo Silva, 26 years of age, turns 27 next month. And for me, £50 million would be an unbelievable signing for Arsenal. I think he's a fantastic player. What do you guys think? Number one, would Bernardo Silva go to Arsenal? Now, the first thing you look at and think, how it could potentially happen is if he's forced to go and he doesn't have options, not because of his quality, but Real Madrid are in debt. They have to sell. Barcelona have to sell. Atletico Madrid have to sell. Would PSG need him with the likes of Mbappe and those players that they've got, and Neymar? I'm not sure what big club would actually come in for him. Not because he doesn't have the quality, because there's financial issues and they may not have a need for him. Like Bartek saying, he won't downgrade, be real. But if he has to leave Manchester City, where does he go? I can't see an option that he just walks into straight away. Okay, there could be other English clubs. He's not going to go to Man United, obviously, because of the City rivalry. I don't see Liverpool spending 50, 60 mil on him. Tottenham potentially could go for him. You know, that could be a move there. The Portuguese link as well with Nuno. So that one possibly could, that one wouldn't be impossible. Chelsea, I don't think really need him. So, yeah, you'd be looking at Spurs is the only one. And we don't know if they even want him. But, yeah, that one could happen. Could go to Bayern or Dortmund. I mean, Dortmund, I don't think he would go to Dortmund. Possibly he would. Bayern Munich, yeah, maybe Bayern would look at him if he was available. I mean, I'm looking here. He's on 150 grand a week. So straight away, that's Dortmund out the window because they're not going to pay 150 grand a week for Bernardo Silva. You never know. These things sometimes fall into your lap. A great player that gets thrown out the door, becomes available, limited options. You're there. You say, listen, we'll give you 200 grand a week. We'll play you every week. You'll be a star. You'll go to the World Cup. Do you know what I mean? Like you said, we're paying Willian 200 grand. If we're paying Willian 200 grand, surely, we can drop 200 on Bernardo Silva. But listen, it's a shot in the dark. I'm not saying it's going to happen. It will be a difficult one to get done. But the guy is available. Manchester City want to sign Harry Kane. It's going to cost them 160 million. It'll break the Premier League record. And according to this report, Bernardo Silva and Gabriel Jesus are the two players that the club are willing to let go in order to raise money. Me personally, what would you guys do if we had a situation where it could be Bernardo Silva or James Maddison? 50 million, 60 million. I think Maddison would cost 60. Which one would you rather take at Arsenal out of those two? Maddison is more of a 10 or an 8. Bernardo obviously can play off the wing as well. I mean, he doesn't score a huge amount of goals, but very creative. I mean, joined Manchester City there, 17-18 season, 6 goals, 4 assists, 7 goals, 7 assists the year after, 6 goals, 7 assists. Last year, only 2 goals, 6 assists. Wasn't playing every week. Seemed like Mahrez was in favour ahead of him. 26 years of age, turns 27 in August. Both would be very optimistic, Caleb said Maddison. Alan said another fine afternoon. Big up, bro. Ryan said Bernardo over Maddison all day. He's a baller. Stats don't say much. Yeah, he's not necessarily a goal-scoring midfielder. He's more of a creator, a dribbler. I think he's a great player, though. Maddison is younger. It's a tricky one because I think that Maddison would score more goals at Arsenal, but I kind of think Bernardo is a better player. But is Bernardo more the player that we need than Maddison? Sometimes it's not about who's better. It's about what you need more. But Bernardo has that ability to play on the right wing, in the 10, maybe even in the 8 role. Listen, I'd be happy with either one of them. I got to admit, both of these two would excite me. Of course, I would love for Arsenal to get Maddison. I think that is the one that Arsenal are chasing after. But listen, if this one fell into our lap, there's no way I'd turn it down. Now, obviously, Mikel Arteta has worked with him. Former Manchester City assistant manager. He's worked with Bernardo Silva. There will be some sort of connection there. Even the way we signed Sambi Lokonga, he came from Vincent Kompany as the manager. Again, little bit of a Manchester City connection there with Mikel Arteta. Sometimes when you've got them links, and Bernardo Silva knows Arteta as a coach and he's worked with him, he's had success under him. He's probably not quite the coach that you had at Manchester City that was enjoying himself under Pep. But sometimes having that connection can make things work. You know, he may like Pep Teta. Bernardo would be cheaper. I mean, like I said, they're saying £50 million, which I think is very doable. They may even do Arsenal a nice, buy now, pay later deal on Bernardo Silva with the fact that Pep and Arteta and the relationship those two have got. Kasim said, you'll get Maddison. Listen, I have absolutely no problem with us if we get Maddison. I'm purely just talking about a link. I can see some of you saying, there's no way you'll get Bernardo Silva, but I'm just purely stating the facts. If Manchester City turn round to him and say you've got to leave and he doesn't have a clear option of where to go and Arsenal are making him a good offer, then he would have a decision to make. Do I think he comes to Arsenal? Probably not. I got to be honest. I think he probably stays there or somebody else. I think maybe a Bayern Munich, out of the clubs mentioned, I could see a Bayern Munich taking Bernardo Silva, and they would have the money as well. Yo-Yo said Bernardo Silva is press resistant, but he occupies the inside right. Arsenal needs someone for the inside left. I mean, is Bernardo Silva a better 10, or is he better on the right? That season when he was on the right with Sterling on the left, where he kind of drifts inside, and he had Kyle Walker on the overlap, he was very successful. But I still think Arsenal personally will go for Maddison, just purely for the fact that Maddison, I think, scores more goals, can shoot from distance, and those kind of things, So, yeah, listen, Bernardo Silva, it's a shot in the dark. It's something I would like to see happen. Do I think it will happen? I think it's unlikely. And I always say, I'll report what the news is, and then I'll give you my opinion on it. So I don't want people to think I'm giving you hope and speculating about something. There's a story there. They're linking Arsenal to it. There is certain angles where you could say, all right, maybe Arsenal could do it. But at the same time, is he going to leave the champions of England for a team that are not even in Europe? But, the World Cup is next year. Players will not want to sit on the bench and miss out on World Cup places, So, listen, Bernardo Silva for me would be unbelievable. But I do think the club will go for Maddison more than him. Jay Mino said Silva was unreal in the 18-19 season, has kind of dropped off since, but I feel if he's the star like he would be with us, he'll get back to his best. Yeah, and of course you have to play a certain style of football. Manchester City bop the ball for fun, You've got to get him on the ball and get him involved. Greg said Curtis is looking for an excuse to get the new shirt, bro. I always say, man, I don't listen. If I really wanted that shirt, I would have got it straight away. You know what I mean? Straight away, I would have copped that. But no, at the moment, there's no inspiration for me to get that shirt. Man said for a sec, I thought that was a Spurs top. Bro, man, you're mad, bro. I wouldn't never wear that. Never wear that rubbish, bro. There's no chance in hell you will sign Bernardo Silva, says Joe. To Arsenal, literally no chance. Arsenal should buy a right back before buying Bernardo. Maddison is the better buy. I just think because Maddison's younger and because he can shoot from distance, can score goals, I think Arsenal are desperate for a midfielder that can get maybe, 10 goals a season. And I think Maddison has got that in him a little bit more than Bernardo. Not that he's necessarily a better player, but just what he has to offer Arsenal, I think will suit Arsenal more in that sense. So that's that one. Bernardo Silva, big up for all your comments in the chat. I think we can all agree the majority of us would be very happy with that signing. But again, it's probably very unlikely. But Arsenal linked with Bernardo Silva. More transfer news and stories coming out today. And we will be talking about this one first of all. From Mark Irwin, it says, Arsenal will not be offering a new contract to Alex Lacazette and are inviting bids for the striker. Lacazette, 30, is now in the final year of his 175 grand a week Emirates deal and will become a free agent this summer. And as you can see, Tammy Abraham is in the picture next to him. I will let you know what what was said about him in the full interview. But apparently Arsenal not willing to offer Alex Lacazette a new contract. I think there were discussions about giving Lacazette a 1-year extension. But from a footballing point of view, when you're about a year away from your contract ending, you're in the powerful position. You're the one controlling the narrative and what happens. Lacazette is 30. He's on 175 grand a week for one more year. He knows that next summer he'll be a free agent, and he will still be good enough to get a move to a Lyon, to a Monaco, somebody like that. And I think he will be sitting there saying, Arsenal, give me a 3-year contract or I'm leaving at the end of the season. And Arsenal will be saying, we're not going to give you a 3-year deal on 175 grand. You're 30. You're not hitting the numbers. We're going to let you go. So then we find ourselves in a difficult position. We've got a £50 million striker, what we paid for him, who will walk out the door next summer for nothing. Arsenal are going to try and get 20 to 25 million for him this summer. But what club is going to pay 25 million for Lacazette and give him 175 grand a week at the age of 30 when he hasn't been in great form in terms of goals? When they know they can sit there and sign him in a year on a free transfer, he's going to be very difficult to move. And I think we may end up in a situation where Lacazette just walks out for free next summer, because I think clubs will struggle to buy him this year. The wage, the transfer fee, and the age, it doesn't add up for a club to come and do that deal. If he was in unbelievable form, I could understand it. But let's face it, he's not. Big up Buenos Aires, Guna. Man like Curtis with the noon time today. Big up Bless. Yeah, like I said, people, I was recording at AFTV today, so unfortunately I had to move the time a few hours. So listen, it may suit some of you because of the time difference, wherever you are or whatever you was doing. But we will be back to 2 p.m. For the rest of the time. Jashar said, good show on the Highbury squad last night. Yeah, big up Sophie and Kev. It was good fun on there, man. We had a good laugh and a good chat. Check that out if you haven't seen that. Heaven Angel said, lack of threat. If it makes sense, Arsenal won't do it. You know the slogan, people. Speck said, no one wants the French Charlie Austin. It's harsh, man. The French Charlie Austin, you know. Swap Lacazette for Aouar. I mean, Dean, listen, on the surface, that makes complete sense. But the problem you've got, Lacazette is on 175 grand a week. And Lyon will not want to pay him that kind of money. They're trying desperately to reduce their wage bill due to these financial problems that a lot of the French clubs are having. Now, Aouar, I'm checking it. Aouar earns £64,000 a week. So you're asking them to get rid of someone on 64 grand a week and bring in a guy on more than double that on 175. You know, they're just not going to do it. So that's the situation I think we're stuck with in terms of Lacazette. Now, the rest of the story goes on to talk about the guy you can see in the other picture, Tammy Abraham. And again, it's saying Tammy would be willing to join Arsenal. He's a boyhood Arsenal fan. Of course, you know, he was 4th choice striker at Chelsea at the end of last season. Although he would be 3rd now with Giroud leaving. Of course, he would want to come to Arsenal. He'll get the wage. It's his boyhood club. He stays in London. He's going to be closer to the front of the queue. He would probably be 2nd choice behind Aubameyang. And yeah, of course, he's willing to move. And Chelsea apparently are more than open to allowing Tammy Abraham to go to Arsenal on loan with an obligation to buy. Now, number one, that doesn't say too much about the way Chelsea see us, that they're willing to just give us one of their strikers. But number two, it also tells you they don't particularly rate Tammy Abraham that high. Now, I was speaking yesterday. Obviously, we had Deluded on the show yesterday, and I think we were both in agreement that in a 38-game season, if Lacazette and Tammy Abraham played 38 games each, I think Tammy scores more than Lacazette. He plays in the penalty area a lot more than Lacazette. Lacazette has them games where he almost plays like a midfielder. But do I think Tammy Abraham is a better player than Lacazette? I think they're pretty similar. I think Lacazette's a better footballer, way better touch, technical ability. But I think Tammy probably got a little bit more of a goal in him, but I don't rate him. I think he's untidy. For a guy who's 6'4", I don't think he's that great in the air. I would actually have rather had Giroud back. Honestly, I would have rather took Giroud than Tammy Abraham as a plan B. You know, as a plan B, I think I wouldn't mind Arsenal signing a tall striker, somebody 6'3", 6'4". You saw them games last season where Arsenal were putting 30 crosses in. And obviously Aubameyang and Lacazette are not particularly good in the air. which caused a big problem for Arsenal. You know, we're not able to score goals that way. And I think it's important to have a plan B. Man said Laka scream. Yeah, that was embarrassing, to be fair. Dub said Laka's a better technical player. And this is the thing. You can see that Mikel Arteta wants to play a technical style of football. He wants to pass the ball. He wants a ball-playing centre-back in Ben White. He wants a ball-playing midfielder in someone like Neves or Locatelli or Aouar. You don't want a striker, for me, like Tammy Abraham, where a lot of the time I see the ball break down when it comes up to Tammy. His hold-up play is not great. So imagine you play Ben White into your Aouar, into your Smith Rowe or your Maddison, and it goes up to Tammy and the ball breaks down. You're going to be fuming. So, but I'm worried. I think Arsenal genuinely have interest in him. I think if, and it's a big if, because I don't think Lacazette's going anywhere. But if Lacazette was to leave, man said Lacazette, I think Tammy Abraham is on their list, and that worries me. You know, I would rather hang on to Lacazette for a year and he goes next season and we look for a bigger, better striker when we're in a stronger position. I still don't understand why we're not going back for Odsonne Edouard. You know, apparently we've scouted this guy for over a year. He was due to join Leicester until the move collapsed due to his wage demands. And he stayed at Celtic. You know, why are we not looking at this guy? I don't understand it. At least he's younger. He's got potential. His wage is a lot lower. It's an absolute no-brainer for me to go for Odsonne Edouard if you're going to get rid of Lacazette. You know, he's 23 years of age. Edouard, French under-21 player. 18 goals last year, 22 the year before, a few in Europe. You know, he's played in Champions League a little bit. French under-21 record, 13 goals in 12 games. £18 million. You know, that's a no-brainer for me because worst case scenario, you get your money back. You know, you get your money back. With Tammy, you genuinely could end up losing half of that if it doesn't go well. So I don't understand that. We let the likes of Andre Silva go elsewhere as well. But again, you know, maybe we've got a bad record with these French players now. Edouard's played for French under-21s with Guendouzi. Maybe he looks at Arsenal and thinks, you know what, the way Mikel's treating the French boys over there, I'm not up for it, man. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. It's an interesting one. But listen, for me, I got to be totally honest. I don't personally think that Lacazette leaves the club. I think he'll be at the club next season. I think he'll probably leave on a free transfer at the end of the season. So we'll have to see with that one. But yeah, you know, they're basically saying that they would want Tammy if Lacazette left, which for me is not the one. But hey, we'll have to see on that one. But the club are saying they're not going to offer Lacazette a new contract. Do you agree with that? Do you have a problem with the fact that we paid 50 million for Lacazette and we potentially letting him walk out the door for free? Aaron Ramsey left for free. He should have gone for 30 to 40 million as a goal-scoring midfielder. Sanchez was one of the best wingers in the Premier League. He should have gone for 70, 80 million pounds. Ozil went for nothing. Welbeck, Jack Wilshere, and now potentially Lacazette. It's bad business again, you know, bad business. Why did we not sell him last year if we knew you didn't want to give him a new contract? I don't get it. Keena said Brighton are in for Edouard. I mean, there you go. If Brighton can get him, he can't be that difficult to get. Big up Anthony with the super chat. He said, don't worry, see, it's calm. No way we're signing Eddie Abraham. Lacazette ain't going nowhere, and we'll lose him for free next season. It's the Arsenal way. Big up Anthony. And listen, I agree with you. I don't think Lacazette's going anywhere. Man said Eddie Abraham, you know. But yeah, I've got no worries that we're going to end up with Tammy. I think we're safe. Tammy the Gyal Mbami, we call him, man. Who wants to buy Lacazette? I mean, apparently there's interest from Monaco and Lyon, but they can't buy him. They can't afford that wage, and that's the problem. 175 grand a week is too much money, you know, and I don't see it happening. So I think he'll be here next season. Let's move on, people. Let's move on. A couple more transfer stories to get through. There could be some good news. I really hope so, although it doesn't all say that, but there could be some news in terms of this guy, Aaron Ramsdale. You know my feelings on this guy, and I know most of your feelings on this guy. Most people don't want this guy anywhere near Arsenal. But as this story develops, there were these rumours that Arsenal were set to offer £30 million for him. Stories are breaking today saying that Arsenal are not prepared to pay £30 million up front for Sheffield United goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale, but could consider a structured deal later in the window. Ramsdale is Arsenal's number one target to strengthen their goalkeeping department. Now, a couple of things in this. I mean, number one, I'm glad they're not willing to pay £30 million because, you know my feelings about that. I don't want Arsenal to pay no £30 million for Aaron Ramsdale. He's not worth it and he's not good enough. But number two, why is he our number one? What is it about him that they see that makes him the number one target? I can't see it. I've watched Sheffield United quite a lot the last 2 years because obviously McGoldrick plays for him and I know him quite well. The year before, they had Henderson on loan from Manchester United. He was fantastic. Last season, they got Ramsdale. He was nowhere near as good. He was making mistakes. He was not as commanding. And they've been relegated. You should be able to go to them and say, take 15 million, and you're lucky to get that. But I wouldn't even give them that for him. So Arsenal may go back for him later in the window. I think what they're hoping is later in the window, Sheffield United panic and think, actually, maybe they should have sold him. And they come back to Arsenal and say, okay, take 20 million for him and maybe a sell-on clause. So I wouldn't go anywhere near him. David said Sheffield United still peed off. They got ripped off for buying Brewster, so now they're taking that out on us. Aaron Relegation Dale's price. Only discovered you recently, but love your easy listening style, Curtis. Big up David S. Thank you very much for tuning in. And big up Fran in the chat. As I said, people, I did a late show today because I was recording at AFTV today, so I couldn't do the 2 p.m. slot. Fran, let us know. A few people asking in the chat if you're doing a show today, so if you are, bro, just chuck it in here and I'll let the people them know. Aaron, listening to that goalkeeping coach who recommended Runarsson. I mean, listen, that whoever that guy was, I hope the football club have got rid of him, you know? I genuinely hope they've got rid of him because how that guy got that deal at Arsenal, I will never, ever know. You know, how was Runarsson brought to Arsenal? You guys know, right? Runarsson is on 40 grand a week. He is, in my opinion, and I'm just saying this purely respectfully, in my opinion, the worst goalkeeper I've ever seen at Arsenal. Like, genuinely, he doesn't even look assured as a goalkeeper. He looks like, I don't know. I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to be overly disrespectful to the guy, but he's nowhere near Premier League level. And he's on 40 grand a week on a 3-year contract. I mean, that should... Any young footballers in the comments... Anyone trying to make it up football, you know, you got aspirations of making it. Runarsson is on £40,000 a week at Arsenal Football Club. Surely, you know, you got an opportunity to get somewhere. But yeah, listen, I don't know why they ever signed that guy, you know, but it is what it is. VJ said, great show, mate. It's my birthday today. Happy birthday, VJ. Hope you have a great day wherever you are celebrating. Enjoy yourself, my friend. Big up Ben Harney with a super chat. He said, we have 150 million from now. Start fresh from now, excluding who we already have signed. Who would you get in the current market? So if we got 150, all right, I'm gonna say Ben White's already done, right? Because I don't want to take 50 out of that 150. For me, I would take Aaron's at right back. I like him. He's young. He can defend. I think you'd get him for 25 to 30 million. I would have liked Hakimi, but we were never going to get him. So I would take him. In the middle of midfield, I just love Basuma, but he doesn't want him. He wants to play a footballing style of football. We can't get Locatelli. I like Aouar. I would take Basuma and Maddison, right? Forget how Arteta wants to play. I would take Basuma, who I think would cost about 40 million. I think Maddison would probably cost you 60 million. So Basuma and Maddison would cost you 100, 25 probably on Aaron's. We still got 25 left over, and I would get a goalkeeper. You know, I'd go and get Areola from PSG. They've got 3 goalkeepers. They've got Donnarumma, Keylor Navas, and Areola. Areola had a decent year last year, even though Fulham were relegated. He's massive. He's 6'4", commanding keeper. I would go and get him. You could probably get him on loan. You probably don't even have to buy him. So I'm even giving you 25 million back or go and spend that on someone else, But yeah, I think that would do it. Oh yeah, Pereira, that's a good shout. Pereira at Leicester is another right back that I like as well. I would definitely take him. But great question, Ben. I appreciate your super chat, bro. I like those kind of questions. Whoever recommended and signed Renarson should be fired. Oh, straight away, I would have got rid of him quickly got rid of him. Then I say, what kind of foolishness have you brought me here? I've trusted you to sign a goalkeeper, and this is the madness you're bringing in, bro. I would not be having that at all. That is absolutely scandalous. Renarson was deemed ready by Arteta, but not Saliba. Oh man, don't get me down that lane of thinking. Big up Dan Watson with a super chat. What's the realistic expectations for this season? The fan in me, with the emotion involved, says top 4. But the realistic aim, if I'm just being honest, is get back into Europe. When I say get back into Europe, I don't mean Conference League. I think if Arsenal can get Europa League football and challenge for a domestic trophy, I think that's where they're at right now. If they go and do something drastic in the transfer market in the next 4 weeks, we can have a different conversation. Maybe I'll be saying, we can challenge for 4th. But at the moment, with the business we've done, even including Ben White, I don't think we've bridged that gap to be able to get top 4. Top 6 and an FA Cup or Carabao Cup challenge at the moment is where we're at, I would say. Pereira at West Brom, quality player, man. I cannot believe nobody has bought him. They're saying he could be available for around 15 million. Fran said, what did he say? He's not recording today. Let's move on, people. We got more transfer stories to talk about. Let me give you something a little bit positive, of course. I saw Omar asking as well. Of course, we have spoken about it, but Smith Rowe, the new Arsenal number 10, 5-year contract. No more Aston Villa banter trying to sign our players. Deal's done. For me, the 3 of the 4 best young players at Arsenal Football Club have now extended their contracts. The 4th one for me, of course, is William Saliba. But Smith Rowe, Saka, and who's the other one? Who am I forgetting? Martinelli. 3 of our future talents all signed the contract. Now, as I said at the start, I got to be honest. My initial feeling was, he shouldn't get the number 10, because to me, as a young striker, when I was younger, 9 and 10 were sacred. But I've changed my mind now. I've changed my mind because the game has changed. Jack Wilshere got the 10 at a young age. He was Arsenal through and through, came through the system. From when you give in man like William Gallas the number 10 shirt, it just shows the club don't value the shirt numbers as much as we do, maybe as fans. I would much rather see a product of our academy wearing the number 10 than a William wearing the number 10 or some washed up player from another club. So for me, listen, the 10 does suit him. I'm not going to lie. But make sure you step up. You got to step up as well. Yeah, Oz, you know what? Maybe I'm a little bit out of touch. That's why I had to say to myself, you know what? Maybe you're just getting old, Curtis. Relax. It ain't what it used to be, Dennis Bergkamp, number 10. It ain't that no more. And you know what? I watched his interview, right? And anybody who hasn't seen his interview, go and watch his interview when he signed his contract. The guy could hardly speak. He was literally struggling to get his words out. He was like, I cannot believe that I'm wearing the number 10 at Arsenal. And when I heard that conversation, I said, you know what, bro? You take that 10. You take that 10, because that passion, that feeling, that emotion that you've got for the club, yeah, man, I don't mind you holding the 10. Yeah, I would have liked a Maddison 10, something like that, or a Buendia 10, or a Bernardo Silva 10. But you know what? I got no problem. You're a gooner through and through. I love that emotion, because I'm sick of these Willians and these players that clearly are just here to just pick up some dough. You know what I'm trying to say? So, yeah, man are calling me old man vibe. I'm telling you, man, man's moving like Patrick Truman out of EastEnders, bro. You know what I mean? Keeping money in the hat like them old Jamaican man and that, So, I have to move with the times still. Curtis Old Shore TV, I'm telling you. No, I'm telling you, man, listen, the number thing's gone out the window. It's changed now, man. Back in the day, it was sacred 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. You had to earn them numbers. Let's face it. We ain't the Arsenal we used to be, man. The number don't mean the same. He's one of our own as well, so I'm going to back him all the time. Man said Curtis in Motion TV. It's that time. Maddison can wear the 8 anyway. You know, Buenos Aires Guna said, we're not old, Curtis. We are great, like fine wine. We're used to old school football. I know. But I even judge players off old school football, you know, and sometimes I have to, even that philosophy, they'll be like, oh, Harry Kane. And I'll be like, yo, bruv, when I was younger, we had R9 Ronaldo and Christian Vieri and Batistuta and Thierry Henry. But times have changed. You have to realize times have changed. Hey, big up my brother, man. Yo, friend, I'll send you that back, man. Don't worry, man. But I appreciate the gesture anyway, bro. He said, little something for putting in the graft in a daily and all the support you've shown my channel, brother. Big love. No worries, bro. Listen, I'm going to send you that back. But listen, everyone, go and subscribe to Fran's channel, FFTV. I'm assuming you'll be back on tomorrow if you're taking the day off today. But nothing but love to you, big bro. Appreciate that. OG since 03. Yo, man, have been OGs from day one. Maddison can get the 8 or 11. I think the 8 will look good on Maddison. Ian Wright number, you know. Arsenal never had R9. No, we didn't, man. We definitely didn't. But you know, he was in our time frame, innit? We grew up where, yo, there was just pure strikers all over the place. You looked in Serie A, you would see a Batistuta, a George Weah, you know, them bad man strikers, Inzaghi, and them. You go to Spain, you might have R9 at Madrid or at Barca, and, you know, there were Raul and Morientes. In the Premier League, we had a Fowler, Ian Wright, Henry, Bergkamp, Andy Cole, you know, Shearer. There were world-class strikers all over the place. You look around now, you know, you're struggling to find... Are there even 5 world-class strikers in the world now? I don't know. I don't know. Times have changed a lot, man. The whole judgment of football has changed a lot. But now, listen, Smith Rowe, man, I'm glad he's got the 10 now, because the feeling and emotion he's got for the football club, I appreciate that. I'm sick of watching these players at Arsenal who acting like they're doing us a favour to be here. You know, these Willians and these, man, I'm doing you a favour. You know, I've come here and took a contract. That man can go. I want these men who are going to run through brick walls for the football club. It's a privilege to play for Arsenal. And the thing is, we've had too many of these players where they've taken away from the privilege. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I want. I want these youngsters. If it has to come from the youngsters, then it comes from them. They can bleed that feeling back into the football club. Proper HLM boys, man. So listen, we move. Big up Smith Rowe. I'm delighted. And I love the interview. Anyone who hasn't seen the interview, go and watch it, man. You can just tell he can barely talk. He seems like a very shy boy. Big up Ben Harney. Thank you very much for the super chat, bro. He said pride and belief cannot be bought. He said he was a one-man club. Changing the culture in the club is essential to his returning to somewhere respectable. Surely we can climb onto that hope. 100%. Bro, I said this the other day, you know. I said, yo, right, now someone asked me a question about Arteta. Oh, do you still want Arteta? I said, listen, bro, you see this? You lot know me. If you've been watching the channel for a little while, last season in November and after Villarreal, those 2 particular times, I wanted the manager gone. And you know, it was almost a Netflix series. Every Monday I did a show. I want this guy gone. Right now, whether I think he's the right manager or not, I'm going to support this guy 100%, Mikel Arteta, because the club are keeping you. You're not going nowhere. So there's no point me saying I want someone else. No one else is coming. It's a fresh start. Everyone starts on 0. Edu, Kroenke, back the man. If he wants a ball-playing centre-back, you've got him, Ben White. If he wants the midfielder, get him the midfielder. Get him the right-back and get rid of the deadwood like Bellerin and Xhaka and El Neni and Eddie Nketiah. Get these guys out the door to create space for the new players to come in. And I'm going to back this manager wholeheartedly. I'm even feeling optimistic. And not even because we've done much in the transfer market, just because it's a new start. As I keep saying, man, glass half full business. If we're 2-0 down at half-time against Burnley on the opening day of the season, I might be a totally different guy. I might be banging the wall saying, get him out. I've had enough. I want Antonio Conte. I'm done. But listen, I'm starting the season off with optimism. That's the whole point of football, the hope, the expectation. I'm not expecting us to win the Premier League, but I just want I just want to see a better Arsenal. We've been in a pandemic. I haven't been in the Emirates for, a year and a half? Yeah, Brentford, sorry, not Burnley. So yeah, listen, man. I wanna see a better style of football. Listen, man, saying why you back in the cone, man? No, trust me, man. It's back in Arsenal. It's back in Arsenal. You know, and that's what I want to do. We're all Arsenal fans. Well, not all of us, but you got to back your club and support your club, man. So I'm sticking by the club more than the manager, and I'm just hoping the manager can guide us in the right direction. You know me, people. If that energy goes wrong, you'll see the other side to me again in terms of Arteta. I don't agree with everything he does. I would have kept Saliba, you know. Man's had gone soft. No, Bridget, I'm telling you. My opinion of Arteta is no different, but I'm making sure I'm supporting the club. I'm supporting the team. It's a new season. Fans can go back, although fans might not be going back for too long, to be honest, because they're talking about vaccine passports in this country, man. And if you ain't had 2 vaccines, they're saying from September, you can't even go to a game of football. So it could be watch-along season, people. There might not be no vlogs going off this season. So we'll have to see, you know. Curtis will be repping the yellow kit. Bro, I told you, I don't even like that kit. Real talk. If you see me in a kit this season, it will be the home kit. But I need to see something happen first. Otherwise, it'll be retro. I can't remember the last stream I did where I even wore an Arsenal shirt. I haven't worn a shirt for ages. Francesco saying Bernardo Silva. Yeah, being linked, man. We're linked. I told you we'll be linked with everyone. But Bernardo, Man City saying 50 million, he can leave. Arsenal being linked, man. Rewind and you can see it. Frederick said Curtis getting the yellow kit with Arteta 8 on the back. Bro, never. I will never go that far. I got to be honest. I wasn't even a fan of Arteta as a player. You know, I wasn't at Arsenal. I was frustrated because I loved Cesc Fabregas and we lost Fabregas to Barca and brought in Arteta to replace him. So I was vexed from day one about Mikel Arteta. But yeah, we'll have to see. Man said I'm on the same payroll as Kevin Campbell. No, bro, I'm nowhere near at that level, you know. Nowhere near at that level. I'm just letting people know, listen, sometimes you need positivity when you're supporting something, you know. I moan a lot about Arsenal. I got to be honest. I know within myself, self-awareness is important. I moan a lot about Arsenal because unfortunately or fortunately for me, these 3 guys behind me on the green screen, I saw all of these guys play live at Highbury and obviously at the Emirates with Henry. So sometimes I'm still stuck in that mentality of I've seen greatness. I can't accept what I'm seeing at Arsenal. So again, this is what I'm saying. Sometimes I have to move with the times that, be realistic, man. These guys behind you, it is History Channel settings. That's why I joke about it. So I have to get with the times. We're not at these levels no more. So we'll have to see, people. We'll have to see, you know. Yeah, straight, Ben. I'm sick of moaning. I'm going to enjoy the summer. Season hasn't started yet, so I'm not about to moan in the summer. I'm sure there'll be plenty of times during the season where I will be moaning. Big up Skull Fugger. He said, everyone allow the vaccine chat. Respect people's personal decisions instead of getting brainwashed into shaming everyone who decides not to get it. Do your own research either way. 100, bro. Big up School Fuggery. That's a whole show by itself. Fran said, I won't accept it if you send it back, bro. I'll send you some crypto or something, man. Just a little bit of Bitcoin or something, you know. Curtis, we need a Rocky, Wrighty, and Kevin Campbell background. Yeah, I'll have to look for something, man. I'll have to get one of Kev as well. So we look at that. Couple more stories before I get out of here and leave you guys to enjoy your weekend. We got a little bit on Hector Bellerin. This story seems to be slowing down, but today looks like it's going to get going again. The player's agent has submitted an official request to leave, and the agent is expected to arrive in Milan. It says in the next 48 hours to negotiate a deal with Inter Milan. And now, for me personally, what I will say about Hector Bellerin, he came to us as a young player. I think he had a lot of potential when he first came through. And I do believe, again, that Hector Bellerin does love Arsenal Football Club. So I don't like to be too disrespectful with Hector Bellerin in that sense. But from a footballing point of view, Hector's time's up at Arsenal for me. I think you reach a certain point where you need to go into something else. You can become stale in a job, in football, in anything like that. And I think Hector needs to go now. I think Inter Milan is a great move for Hector Bellerin. They're the champions of Italy. It's a slower league. You've got quality players around you as well. The fashion, one of the fashion capitals of the world. I think that move works for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I think that move works for absolutely everybody. The problem at the moment, Inter Milan want him on loan with an option to buy. We want him on loan with an obligation. There's no way we can allow Hector Bellerin to go to Inter Milan on loan with an option, because in 12 months they could say, thank you very much, take him back, we're not buying him. That doesn't work for Arsenal. Arsenal have to get him out on loan with an obligation that next summer they have to pay £20 million for him. So this is where the sticking point is at the moment with the negotiation. As I said, Inter Milan being linked with Zappa Costa from Chelsea, who apparently is available for just £5 million. So are they going to take the cheap option and go for someone else? This other guy in the picture as well, I think he's someone they're being linked with. But his agent apparently is on his way to Milan. If he's flying over, we've got to hope that that deal is going to be negotiated while he is over there, which is what we need. Big up Troy with a super chat. He said, you find this experiment more than 7 months and all. Oh, go tell it. Oh, you'll find this experiment more deadly in 7. Oh, yeah. Well, listen, I appreciate your super chat, bro. Much appreciated. We'll have to do, maybe we'll do some lifestyle streams in the evening sometime. We'll do something different, talk about some other subjects, man. But I appreciate your super chat, bro. But yeah, Hector Bellerin, his agent, set to fly to Milan in the next 48 hours to negotiate a deal for Bellerin. I think just the fact that his agent is flying over there, is a good sign that that the deal must be close. If his agent's flying over, he's saying, listen, let me fly over and get this done. I can't allow this deal to get away. Hector Bellerin to Inter Milan would be an unbelievable move for him. London is red today, bro. Jamaica in the building. Big up, bro. Mike Turner said it's like Inter having any confidence in him doing bits. They know he's likely to bomb and they get stuck with him. You can understand that. If I'm Inter Milan, I'd be saying loan with an option. There's no way I'm buying him on loan with an obligation, because you don't know how well he's going to do in Italy. Craig said, great stream, Curtis. Big up, Beast Titan. I see your comment, bro. I hear you 100%, man. Hopefully his agent is good. Yeah, hopefully, man. Listen, Hector Bellerin been at the club for a long time, but for me, time to get him out the door. He's been at the club a long time. He's focusing on a lot of other things, and I think his time's up. Big up Richard Reed. He said, big up Big C. Remember, it's the Arsenal way. No doubt we do the opposite of what makes sense, 100%. MC, yeah, hit the like button, people, and subscribe. Nearly 1,500 of you in here. Again, amazing support. A different time slot today, so I thought the numbers may be a lot different, because usually expect me around 2 o'clock UK time. But listen, great numbers again. Thank you very much for all your support, and subscribe if you haven't. We want to hit that 30k sooner rather than later, people. Jake said, I was going to Orlando, 14-hour drive for me. Kind of glad it ain't happening. Such a shame, man. Arsenal were set to play Inter Milan on Sunday in Orlando. They haven't traveled. I believe the tournament is still going. And I think Everton are over there at the moment. Tim Smith said Florida Cup tickets now $20. That's the power of Arsenal. Arsenal pull out of the tournament, and the price has to go down quick, So, yeah, it's a real shame that Arsenal haven't got to go over there, man. We'll finish off with one more story, not Arsenal related. I wanted to show people we can do general football conversation as well. I know there's a lot of Man United fans, and I've had Spurs, Chelsea, all sorts, Manchester City fans on the channel. I think the big news of the day, transfer-wise, is this. Jadon Sancho finally completes his deal to join Manchester United, £72 million, which I think Manchester United will be delighted with, because, 12 months ago, Dortmund were talking about £110 million for him. A year later, they've signed him for £72 million. So they've saved themselves, 38 million pounds on the deal, which I think they wouldn't mind waiting a year to get that done. For me, a great player, 21 years of age. I think the only the only concern I would have with that deal is the guy whose hand he's shaking, if I'm being honest. Because I think Ollie is a man that sometimes doesn't seem to know how to get the best out of these players. You know, you look at Martial, very up and down while he's been playing under him. Pogba, you know, that would be my only concern if I was looking at this Sancho deal. I think Sancho is an outstanding footballer. I really do. I wish Arsenal were signing him. I got to be honest. 21 years of age, the numbers he's produced in Germany are just unbelievable. Even this year, I think he got 19 goal contribution in the league. The year before, 33 goal contribution. And that's just in the league. I mean, the guy's an unbelievable player. I'm shocked he didn't get more of a chance with England during the Euros. And again, like you're saying, Van der Beek's a decent player. I'm surprised again he hasn't had more time, but I don't think Ollie signed him, to be honest. I feel like it was a club signing. So, Jadon Sancho to Manchester United, done. Let's hope Arsenal have a look at those kind of deals and think, you know what, we need to go and spend some big money as well. But let's see what happens with that. People, before I get out of here, I'm going to ask one request of you. I don't ask much from you people. The odd like and subscribe. Football Content Awards is back again. I've put the link in the description below. Somehow I still fall in the category of best new content creator. I think it's if your channel was created in the last 2 years. My channel, amazingly enough, is still less than 2 years old. It feels a lot older than that. I feel like an OG in this scene, but I'm still a baby in the YouTube scene. If you can click that link in the description below and vote for me as best new content creator, you just click on best new content and then type in Curtis Shaw TV and vote. It would be highly appreciated, people. We got to win that award this year. They ripped me off last year, man. It's like the Oscars. You know what I mean? Man should have won that last year, but the link is in the description. If you guys could click on that and vote for me, you know, it'd be highly appreciated, people. Appreciate the community and the support that you constantly show. So if you can do that, it would be much appreciated. Listen, I'm out of here, people. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. We're going into the weekend now. You know, people are off work. Enjoy yourself. Do what you got to do. I will probably be back tomorrow. Probably. Sometimes I have the Saturday off, but I may do a show tomorrow. I might try and get somebody on tomorrow. So we'll do that. So big up to everyone for tuning in today. Smash a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you can vote best new content creator, it'll be much appreciated. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, people, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bless.